Hello and welcome everybody to another video about physical fitness and how it impacts your mental health and how it makes you better as a person. It just improves everything. Talking about the benefits of physical activity and exercise. Let's jump right into it. So, you already know that exercise is good for your body, but did you know that it actually does a lot of things in your mind and your psychology? It can boost your mood improvement. It increases your sleep, which does a lot of things. When you have really good sleep quality happening, a lot of good things happen. Your stress levels go down during the day. Your mood naturally improves just from better quality sleep. And physical activity and exercise can also help you deal with depression or anxiety or stress or other things. It can do a lot of those things. It can help with all of that. So exercise is not just about the aerobics and the breathing and the blood flow, although that has a lot to do with it. But a lot of people are motivated by the fact that it causes fat to burn. You just look better when you have muscles and stuff, and that's great. But people who exercise regularly, they tend to do so because it gives them an enormous sense of or feeling of well-being in their body. They just feel really good when they move around and do exercise. They feel more energetic throughout the day. Even, you feel really energetic when you're working out, but if you work out consistently, you'll notice that your energy levels just go up more in general, even when you're not working out. And this is because it changes your body's metabolism and it changes your body's ability to deal with fatigue, and your fatigue levels go down way far down if you do consistent exercise every day. So that's just some of the benefits of regular exercise. But also, regular exercise has a profound positive impact on depression or anxiety or even ADHD. It relieves stress when you do regular exercise. It's a stress reliever. And did you know that regular exercise improves your memory? It's something interesting. And exercise will boost your overall mood. So if you've done a workout before, you probably know if you do a really good workout, you feel really good afterwards. You just feel like you're in a better mood than when you started if you were in a bad mood. So you don't really have to be a big crazy fitness person to reap the benefits of exercise. You can just do small amounts of exercise and still get the benefits. You don't have to go crazy. You don't have to do crazy big workouts, cardio and all that. But yeah, so there have been many studies that have been done with exercise and depression, and studies show that exercise can treat mild to moderate depression as effectively as antidepressant medication. It's fascinating. And without the side effects of the drugs that they might be taking to heal that depression. So one example, a recent study done by Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health, they found that for running 15 minutes a day or walking for an hour actually reduces the risk of major depression by 26%. Fascinating. Absolutely amazing. In addition to relieving depression symptoms, research also shows that maintaining an exercise schedule can prevent you from relapsing. So if you've had problems with depression in your past, you're afraid of relapsing, if you do regular exercise and you make it on a schedule where you just consistently do it, it can actually prevent relapses. It's very important. If that applies to you, definitely think about that. So exercise is powerful for fighting depression, as we found out. But most importantly, it promotes all kinds of changes in our brain chemistry. It actually promotes neural growth, which is incredible, reduces inflammation, and it creates new activity patterns in the brain when you're doing exercises. It's building new neurological pathways, which is going to cause those feelings of calm and well-being because your brain is building new pathways, and that means it's not focused on older pathways that may have caused you anxiety or other mental states that you don't like. So that's why you generally tend to feel better when you're doing a workout, because you're building those new pathways as you move your body, and as you build your endurance, and you just keep working out. It changes things. And working out also, they say it releases endorphins, which are powerful chemicals in your brain that energize your spirits and they make you feel good. And you also actually release endocannabinoids in your brain, which are chemicals that are very close to the chemicals in marijuana or cannabis. And those are actually make you feel high when you do a really intense workout. You get a lot of cannabinoids released. And what those do is they give you a feeling of calm and anti-anxiety effects, as well as euphoria, and they even block pain. So if you're doing an intense run or something, you might not notice that any pain, even when you're really exerting yourself. When maybe later, a day later, you might notice that your legs just hurt or something, or you had a minor injury and you didn't even know about it because those cannabinoids were blocking the pain, which is amazing. And studies have shown that your brain does release natural cannabinoids in the brain. So, let's get right to the next subject. So finally, exercise can also serve as a nice distraction, allowing you to find some time to just take a break from whatever you were doing for a while, or to break out of a cycle of maybe negative thoughts or anything kind of negative thoughts that may have been feeding depression. Just gives you a nice reset. When you really go into a workout hard, it distracts you from your problems, basically. And that's a really nice mental health benefit of working out and exercise. So, yeah, exercise, just keep in mind it's an anti-anxiety treatment. It's natural, and it's very effective. Exercise also, because it releases cannabinoids, it relieves tension and stress because of that. And it boosts your physical and mental energy and enhances your well-being through the release of endocannabinoids and endorphins. Now, endorphins don't really go to the brain, but they are initiated by the brain. But endocannabinoids are the chemicals that release directly in your brain. There's also been studies that show that natural occurring opioids in your brain are released too. And that's where the runner's high comes from. When you're really in the zone and you just feel so good when you're doing that workout or whatever you're doing, you don't want to stop doing it. That's usually when your brain is naturally producing those opioid-like chemicals that give you that kind of feeling of just you don't want to stop. You just feel so good in the moment, and that's amazing. That's a natural high right there. So, yeah. So, if you've ever, and this is interesting about exercise and stress. So, if you've ever noticed when you're really stressed out, your muscles are kind of tensed up a lot, and they're kind of, feel like kind of rigid and everything. Well, that's because that's for a number of reasons. These are just symptoms that come from stress, and exercising is an effective way to release these tensions, because really what's happening is your body's going into fight or flight mode, but it's not taking action because there's nothing around you that you need to fight or flight against. And so that tension builds up in your muscles, and then if you don't release that tension, if you do it too much, too often, if you're stressed out a lot, it could lead to other effects in the body, such as inflammation, and you might get sick at some point in the future if you do this too chronically. But exercise is an effective way to release out of the cycle, because you have endocannabinoids that release, which relaxes the muscles, it reduces the inflammation, and then it also de-stresses you because you forget, it distracts you from whatever was making you stressed out, and it promotes new pathways in your brain so that those stressful patterns are no longer dominating. So if you haven't been working out and you've been stressed a lot, you should start working out regularly on a schedule, and that will actually change your patterns, and you'll be able to deal with any stress much more easily, because it'll just have a different mindset and a different pathway structure in your brain. It's incredible. So another thing I said was that exercise has an effect on ADHD. So exercising regularly is one of the most easy and most effective ways to reduce the symptoms of ADHD. So if you're struggling with ADHD, you got to get on a regular workout schedule. It's got to have something that you do consistently. And it's been proven to reduce the symptoms of ADHD. It's like improving concentration, giving you more motivation, and enhancing your memory and increasing your overall mood. So physical activity immediately boosts the brain's dopamine and norepinephrine and serotonin levels. These are some other chemicals that release that make it feel good when you work out too. And these play a part with ADHD, because when you have ADHD, that means you have a deficiency in dopamine. So you'll jump from one thing to the next thing because your brain isn't releasing enough dopamine to make you feel satisfied and staying focused on one area. And you'll just keep jumping to the next thing to get that little bit of dopamine. And then when it doesn't keep coming, jump to another thing to try to get that dopamine release. But what exercise can do is it immediately boosts the brain's dopamine and those other chemicals. And they all affect focus and attention. So in this way, exercise works in much the same way as ADHD medications, such as Ritalin and Adderall. It's incredible. They can make you focus just by releasing those chemicals naturally, instead of having to take these Adderall or whatever focus pills people take these days. But yeah, absolutely amazing. And some people have used exercise as treatment for their PTSD and trauma. Actually, evidence suggests that by really focusing on your body and how it feels while you exercise, you can actually help your nervous system unstuck, and overcome these patterns within you that cause PTSD. It actually helps your nervous system become unstuck and begin to move out of the immobilization stress response that characterizes PTSD or trauma, because you tend to kind of freeze up, and that gets like stored in your body. You kind of get tensed up and you don't release that tension or that inner frozenness. But the working out forces you to move, and it gets those things unstuck out of your system, which is amazing. So working out, instead of allowing your mind to wander, pay close attention to your physical sensations in your body. Just become fully aware of the sensation of your body as you're working out. Feel the muscles, feel the tension, feel the motion, feel the position of your body while you're moving, and that will bring you into the present moment deeply. It's an incredible experience. You should try it out next time you do a workout. Just focus totally on feeling your whole body. Not so much being aware of your vision or other senses, just feel your body as you work out. You can almost do it with your eyes closed, but keep them open so you don't accidentally hurt yourself. But anyway, yeah. So exercises that involve cross movement, that engage both arms and legs, such as walking, or especially in sand, it's amazing. Running, or swimming, or weight training, or dancing, are some of your best choices if you're trying to deal with PTSD and trauma, because those all involve opening up and releasing, and loosening up areas that might have been tight for a long time, or storing energy that you don't want anymore from the past. And outdoor activities like hiking, sailing, or mountain biking, or rock climbing, or whatever, or skiing even. Skiing's amazing. These have also been shown in studies to reduce the symptoms of PTSD. So really remarkable what exercise can do for you. And most people don't really know about all these different things that exercise has positive in store for you. And that's why a lot of people don't work out, because they really don't understand the benefits. They just think, oh, it's something you should do. It's something good for you. But there's so many benefits, and I could keep talking about these all day. But thing is, I don't want to take up too much time in this one video. I want you guys to be able to jump from video to video, whatever you're interested in. So I'm going to do a part 2 to this video, and the part 2 will be up here on the screen. And if you want to watch part 2 to this video, you can do so at this time. So don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. Like this video if you learned something, and leave me a comment what you learned new, what you didn't know about working out before. So thanks for watching.